The Oscar goes to Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan became an Oscar winner at last night's ceremony in a highly contested race for Best Actor.
Yeah, his win for Sinners got one of the loudest cheers of the night, and he got back into that. He got to bask in that joy with Entertainment Tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nischelle Turner, who are now joining us live to break down Hollywood's biggest night. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm sure you're tired.
Hey, hey.
Not a lick of sleep, but we're good.
You got to take a year off, like Morrissey
exactly.
said.
There you go.
Well, first, let's talk about Michael B. Jordan and that win. And I also saw a video of him celebrating it in and out.
Yeah.
So what was his mood before the show?
Oh gosh, he was joyful. I mean, we kind of screamed him down. He was coming in.
No, you screamed him down. Just
yeah,
that.
I did.
She did.
I yelled
and
at him.
They have a great relationship. They have a special relationship.
Well, that's my guy.
Yeah.
It really is. And I know we're supposed to be like unbiased reporters. Can't be when it comes to that guy because I just adore him. But he was the last person coming onto the red carpet to go into the ceremony. I think there were maybe 2 or 3 minutes before it started.
He was late.
They were rushing him in. We screamed at him to come over. He came over, and we just asked him how he was feeling. He said, I feel good. I feel great. He gave me a hug and a kiss. He gave Kevin a hug. He ran in, and he won. So we're taking credit for that this morning.
I am really in awe of the way he has handled this entire award season, from all the things that have happened to not winning some awards, and now it's led to this magical moment. And I think this also solidifies him as that guy sitting at the top of the echelon in Hollywood. And you have to remember, he is perhaps one of our top 3 leading men in the business right now.
Yeah.
Right
you know,
now.
his mother called me about 45 minutes ago, and we had a big cry. She started crying. I started crying. She was so excited. She said when they read his name last night, he just turned to her, and he kept saying, did they say my name? Did they say my name? And she was like, yes, baby, they did. And she said it was just such an emotional moment. She said the way he looked at her just melted her, just reduced
his
her to
eyes,
tears.
he looked like I'm in shock.
Honestly, it was really, really great. So my makeup is all askew because I've been crying with Miss Donna Jordan on the phone this morning.
Well, I love a mother-son relationship too, that tight, and it's just so special to see. It makes it its own moment at the Oscars, right? Next, we got to talk about director Paul Thomas Anderson and his film One Battle After Another. Holy cow, it won big.
Yeah, he was perfection last night, 3 for 3 in his nominations.
Yeah, and I think that movie is such an original and a revelation for people, and he was rewarded for that. I thought, though, when Sinners won for screenplay, I was like, oh, here they come. And I thought it might be a different night. But he deserved it. It's a good movie.
Well, and think about this. Paul Thomas Anderson had been nominated 14 times before and had not won. So it was also his time. And I think that this movie that he made is an incredible movie. There's a lot of talk about this, a lot of discourse around this movie and some of the images that we've seen in this movie. But I think he made that movie like that on purpose to garner the conversations that we're having. It's a very timely movie, lending to what's happening in the world, and I just, you know, I thought it was a great night for them too. It was my favorite movie of the year, and I think it deserved to win Best Picture.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, I like to hear that, because sometimes we don't agree with who won. Let's talk about one of the most touching parts of the show, and that was the In Memoriam segment. Talk about that star-studded tribute and kind of how the audience felt.
Yeah, the mood.
I thought that, you know, you had to have Barbra Streisand there for Robert Redford.
Of course.
You knew she was coming, and then Billy Crystal really kind of encapsulated the whole moment with the way he talked about Rob Reiner, seeing all those actors on the stage. And then as they started going through and we saw some of the faces we have lost, actors that we grew up with, people that have helped us through hard times and good times with their performances, and Catherine O'Hara being honored. So I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful moment, the best in memoriam that we have seen because of the way they did it. Now, some people were upset about who was left out.
Yeah, James Van Der Beek, Eric Dane, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Brigitte Bardot were not included in the In Memoriam. But we caught up with Conan last night at the Vanity Fair party, and he told us that tribute was actually Billy Crystal's idea, that Billy called him up and said, I want to do this. Billy got all those people together, so it was really his brainchild in wanting to honor his friend Rob Reiner, and I thought it came out beautifully.
And we have to remember that when you think of what happened to Rob Reiner, Billy Crystal was there. He was one of the people who was at the house
Well, Conan
after those
had
murders.
talked to him
So
the
it's
night
still
before.
fresh and hard for him.
Yes, absolutely.
I do wonder if maybe because James Vanderbeek and Eric Dane passed away so recently, that's
in 26.
why. Yeah, that's why they weren't included.
Well,
so.
yeah.
I think that what the Academy says is sometimes they can't include everyone and they put them all on the website. I think that they could have included them.
Yeah, they could have.
And,
Yes.
you know, sometimes there are oversights, and that this seems to be one of those. Although Shonda Rhimes told us last night that Eric Dane was not a movie star. And he was, you know, memorialized in memoriam at the Emmys and at the Golden Globes, at the Actors Award.
James Vanderbeek made movies.
Right, but she didn't believe that
Bridget
the
Bardot.
Academy made a mistake because she didn't believe that Eric Dane was, quote unquote, a movie star.
Okay, well, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
There were so many mistakes, camera-wise, production-wise, with some of it. It was such a beautiful thing, and to have some of the, I was glad Conan was there to kind of keep it all running smoothly. Thank you guys
He's
both
so
for being
great.
with us.
All
Yeah,
right,
he was
thank
great.
you guys.
Yeah.